What's up, my subscribers? Welcome back to another episode of reacting to true story animations. So again, not to be confused with Finding Nemo, Dory's story is not about Finding Nemo at all. It is about true stories. I guess Dory's probably been on here at some point. Sorry, if I hiccup during this video, I'm sorry. I can't help it. It's really bad right now. Now, if you were here last episode, you may remember us reacting to I'm Allergic to Air with this freaking hilarious picture. Like, who wouldn't click that picture? It's hilarious. So, I understand that probably makes me look like a horrible person, but it's funny. Look at it. Now, when I see that thumbnail, all I think about is that guy with that video where all he does is breathe in and it just shows him breathing in. So anyway, I'll link Dory's story down below. Obviously, they're the creators. Go check them out. But recently on Life Diary, we reacted to I lost my eye playing with a firecracker. There's I lost my things. So as you can see, there's very similar things. So I guess they covered the same story and I share my story. I don't know. Whatever. I lost my eye. I lost my iPhone. I lost my will to live. Okay? I don't know. Hilarious, right? It's a joke. I swear, if this ends up being a true story, I'm gonna feel absolutely horrible. But I just want to see the ridiculousness of how she lost her face. Because like, she literally's got nothing there. She's straight up Slenderman's girlfriend, she's straight up Slenderman's girlfriend exactly. Like, that don't work like that. She's wearing a bald cap on her face. So let's see how this happened. Again, I feel so bad if this is a real story. But again, I feel no sympathy for animations.
Hi, my name is Ruby, but maybe it's not even mine anymore. Anyway,
How'd you change
what
your name?
difference does it make what they call what is left of me? I lost my present, future, and past.
Oh my God.
All at once,
So
in the blink of an eye.
so
At
dramatic.
least, that's what I thought just a couple of months ago. From the moment I was born, I lived a fairy tale life.
Fairy
and
tale
my mom tried
life.
to raise me to become a princess one day. I had everything. Popularity, charm, and a bad temper. A proven formula for success.
I like she's gloating. She has like really horrible personality traits. So AKA she was raised to be a spoiled brat. That's what I seen. She had a tiara. I'm already getting angry.
I was beautiful at the same time, and it seemed to be without a doubt that I had a successful career as a model
She's
ahead of me.
perfect!
But one evening, everything changed.
Oh no.
On the eve of my graduation, my boyfriend Chris picked me up from the house in his brand new Porsche.
A Porsche!
Chris was driving us down a road that was as straight as an arrow. At the same time, a drunk electrician, Harry, was driving like a maniac at 100 miles an hour.
Wait. A drunk electrician Harry? So like you know his name already? How do you know his name? A drunk electrician Harry. Okay, so is that like slang? Because she kind of sounds Australian to me. What is a Harry in Australia? What is Harry Potter in Australia? That's not what I want to know. I think she's literally saying she knows this guy's name. Everyone just knows. Good old Larry, except he's not good. He's always driving drunk with the electrician's car, you know? Asleep. He for some reason likes to take his naps on the job while driving. Not very safe. How is he still has his license? I don't know.
Harry. At the same time, a drunk electrician, Harry, was driving like a maniac at 100 miles an hour with his headlights turned off. He was heading straight for us.
With the headlights turned up. So not only was it like a dire situation enough that, you know, he's driving while asleep and he's like he turns his headlights off. God, this guy's a mess, man. To get this electrician out of here. Anybody else? Stupid Harry.
He's miles an hour with his headlights
100 miles an
He
hour.
was heading straight for us.
Oh no.
His pickup literally smeared the Porsche. Immediately,
Whoa.
our car caught fire.
Wait a minute. I had to double check that he was driving on the right side of the road. Okay, never mind. Don't Australian people or like people from other countries drive on the other side of the road? Okay, whatever.
Right for us. His pickup literally smeared the Porsche.
Move out of the way! Oh my God!
Our car caught fire. Chris and the driver of the pickup truck both died on the spot, and for half a minute, I laid face down in the melting wreckage of the car. I was taken to the hospital along with part of the dashboard
escalated so
melted
quickly.
to my face. I had to undergo 7 surgeries in the next 72 hours. Doctors separated the plastic from my muscles in some spaces. They even managed to preserve skin scraps, saved one eye, separated my lips which were melted closed. The bridge of my nose was collected like a puzzle from multiple pieces. My broken arms and legs were packed tightly in a cast. In part, they were even able to save my hearing, but I permanently lost the ability to speak.
Okay, you know we're gonna ask this, right? Like, how? It's the video. How do you speak in the video? Okay, so last time they explained, right? They explained that there was a voice actor, but not this time. So I guess she somehow gained her ability to speak. Like, I know it's like, oh, we're thinking, I feel sorry for her, but I mean, this is This is it's probably based on a true story, because I know that some people have been in these accidents where they literally kind of like had to have a face transplant, and it's like super like crazy. I could never imagine going through that. But again, these are animation videos, and I don't think I've read some stories, but I don't think this is it's probably based off a true story. So we can make fun of her, but not if it was a real person. That no, never, ever, never. Never, ever, ever.
All I could feel was pain everywhere. I was given so many painkillers that I don't even know who or where I was, what I was doing here, and who all these people were crying at my bed. I will never forget the moment
kind of feel bad
when
for
I
her,
looked
though, you
into
know.
a mirror for the first time since the accident. It happened on the 4th month of my stay at the hospital, when the nurse removed the bandages from my head. I swear I saw 2 extra wrinkles appear in my mother's youthful face. The mirror was round, and the reflection of my face looked like a burnt pancake with holes for the eyes, mouth, and nostrils. During my entire stay in the hospital, no one spoke a word about my injuries. Everyone comforted me, saying everything will be fine, or you will get through this. But I could not even imagine that my face had turned into a scary, skinless skull. I could not believe this freaky creature in the reflection, in fact, was me, yelling and waving my arms. I needed to scream, break something to take out my anger and pain. Pounding a glass vase with the mirror, I imagined breaking the face of the person who stole my life and shattered it to pieces.
Well, he's dead. He's dead. I mean, I know your circumstances are really bad, but he is dead.
Fairy tale was over. The princess had become a monster.
No more spoiled brats. Again, I don't think this is true. I just want to clarify that.
All that the world knew of the old Ruby had disappeared. When they released me from the hospital, I became a ghost of our country mansion. I did not want to accept any of the realities of my new life or to see anyone from the outside world. Neither did I want to be seen by anyone. All I could do was just wish to stay that same old Ruby, whose face I now had a hard time remembering sometimes. I continued to blog on Instagram.
That would be tough.
Posting
That would be
old
super
photos
tough.
and talking about my fascinating life along with them. One time, my parents made an appointment with a psychotherapist, a specialist just for mutilated people like me. Dr. Sally was his name. Yeah, another narrow-minded old man, I thought, hearing his name. However, I agreed
wants to help
meet
you.
him, but under one condition. Our meeting must be held in the dark. He asked questions, and I answered them. Yes, silence. No, clap. The first 10 questions were typical life-affirming slogans, as if I read them from a piece of paper.
How do you read them in the dark?
I clapped and thought, why did I agree to this? However, the next question was straight to the point. Dr. Sally asked, Ruby, do you think your life is over? I wanted to clap, but I couldn't. Then he asked, do you think that there is not a single chance to get back even a small part of your previous life? Are you sure that no one can ever understand your pain? All these questions were followed by complete silence. If I wanted to find the answers to these questions, said Dr. Sally, I needed to turn on the lights. When I turned on the lights, I saw a man whose face was lacking a nose and that looked like it was sewn together from many pieces, a scar on top of a scar. I understood in that moment. Dr. Sally is the only one I could trust.
Did I actually just stumble upon a really good story? What? If this isn't based off a true story, if it's not a true story, this should be a book. That changed my freaking life right now. I mean, bravo, Dory's story. I mean, there's really nothing to say about this, really. What happened to her boyfriend? Did her boyfriend died, but no one even said anything. Not even slightly sad about that. Her boyfriend died and just, she acted like nothing happened. She was just only worried about me. I understand something bad happened to her, but like, people died. There was no mourning. That wasn't anybody in a funeral.
He also talked about his family and children, and about the fact that he refused to do a face transplant surgery, because with a new face, he thought he would not be able to help people like me. My meetings with Dr.
He was
Sally
able to live his life and actually
I gave him
do
my
something.
word.
And to be honest, like, I always thought about that, like, you know, because like really like tragic things do happen to some people, and I think the best thing you could possibly do is use it to show that you can still live with those kinds of things and things like that. Like, I mean, I just feel like that would be the best route to take, other than like being miserable, even though it would be a very hard situation that I could not imagine going through. And again, like, she just ignored that her boyfriend's dead. She nothing. she's cool with it. I guess they didn't really love each other that much. I feel like when we react to these stories, it's kind of like looking at that episode of The Simpsons with the steamed hams. Principal Chalmers? Yeah, Principal Chalmers walks in there and pretty much nothing that Mr. Skinner says makes any sense. I think that perfectly like encapsulates what reacting to these stories are. And I'm not just talking about this channel, but all the other ones. All right, let's look at a really wacky one if we can. On my wedding, I found out that my grandma is preggers from my BF. Okay. This gotta be a true story. I mean, that is such a common everyday occurrence that does happen. And in fact, a few of my friends, their grandmas ran off with their boyfriends and girlfriends, you know, and it's a problem. Grannies be acting out there, man.
What was the strangest way you ever got paid in your life? My name is Grace.
Definitely not my grandma doing that.
I received $200,000 to my bank account in a strange way. But
Hey!
this money didn't bring me happiness.
What was that? Hey! I probably make that noise too. You just won $200,000. Yay! Boy, I'd be making some weird noises. I'd be so happy.
$2,000 to my bank account in a strange way. But this money didn't bring me happiness.
How did you get paid?
This is how it happened. My entire life, I was raised by my grandmother. When she was 17, she gave birth to my mum. The father was a famous and rich man. He gave them money his entire life, so then she kept secret who he is. Every month, the money simply came into her bank account. At least, that's what she said.
Is that what child support
Grandma loved my mum
is?
and protected her. But when my mum turned 16, she was unable to do so. My mum became pregnant with me with a random guy. The birth process was very difficult, and my mum died.
Random guy.
I
It's like
survived
BitLife.
and have been living with my grandmother since then. She is very young.
So her mom just... Wait, did she just like say her mom died like all fast?
The birth process was very difficult, and my mum died. I survived and have been living with my grandmother.
God, that was just so
since then.
fast.
She is very young. She's only 49. She dresses excellently.
That is
takes care
that
of
is
her
a young
appearance,
grandma. Okay, now it's starting to make a little more sense.
and has a level of health that can make anyone envy her. But
She does
is
yoga.
lonely. Throughout all these years, her relationships never worked out.
What would they call her? A Jilf? Why am I saying these things? I'm sorry. I'm just really curious. I gotta Google it, and I'm gonna regret it. I just know it. It's exactly what I thought, and I just stopped. I'm gonna stop now.
I thought that it was because of her uncanny personality, as she is hot-headed and wants to control everything.
That's a pretty good reason for none of her relationships to work out. She's very controlling, and she can't get along with anyone. Well, why doesn't my relationships work out?
As she is hot-headed and wants to control everything, until I heard one of our neighbours' very strange conversation. Mrs. Bland, the neighbour, said that my grandma ruined
what's
my
she doing in the
mum's
bushes?
life because she had a secret affair with my father. She also said that my grandmother is very cunning and is ready to do anything for money.
Oh, she took the
Could
money.
it really be true? No, I couldn't believe this. Mrs. Bland is just a gossiper. Although, such suspicious thoughts didn't leave my mind.
Guys, what do you think? I think we need to gather the Scooby-Doo gang and go and unmask that grandma. To the mystery machine!
Although, such suspicious thoughts didn't leave my mind, everything was revealed when Luke, my boyfriend, came into my life. He is very kind, though he is from a poor family. Every evening, I listened to my grandmother's hysteria regarding early pregnancy, the guys who only need sex. She repeated that if I became pregnant, Luke would be unable to support me and the child. He is studying, and his family has no money. You'll end up like your mother, she said. Though he and I were going to stay virgins until our wedding, and we wanted our first time to be special.
I mean, she's kind of not giving horrible advice. Like, you should wait. I think you should. Like, I know people are like really in a hurry, you know, and they want to pretend like they're 40 years old, like when they're 16. That's cool and all. I get it. I used to be that way too, but like, no one's gonna listen to me. But like seriously, you don't have to grow up so fast. Like,
Luke dreamed of finishing university and becoming a marketologist, but Grandma didn't believe me. But one day, her attitude strangely changed. She started begging me to introduce him. She would invite him for supper. It was so suspicious.
Oh my God, Grandma! Oh, come on, Grandma. Why do you gotta be this way? He's such a nice kid. He's gonna try to freaking seduce her. So I don't know if you call her a cougar in this situation or like a saber-toothed tiger. Get it? Because they're really old. She's not that old. I don't know what I'm saying.
And though I didn't believe the gossip Mrs. Blunt said, I was scared that Grandma would want to steal my boyfriend, as she did with my mom.
You know, the Grandma got run over by a reindeer song. Grandma stole my boyfriend. It's a remix. It's not very festive, though. Try to play that in family holidays. It's not going to fly over very well, especially if your grandma is that way. Watch out for grandma, okay? They start with the cookies and it ends with, I'm not gonna finish that.
It was so suspicious, and though I didn't believe the gossip Mrs. Blunt said, I was scared that Grandma would want to steal my boyfriend, as she did with my mum.
You didn't believe it, but yeah, you do believe it, really.
Do not do it. Do not. But she insisted so much that I gave up, and so Luke came for supper. She liked him. Yes, he's handsome, tall, smart, and kind. But he's also
she's getting
a
the claws
gentleman.
out.
He brought her a great bouquet of flowers, pulled out a chair for her before we sat down, and spoke
Dude,
to
they
her
are
about
already
her
doing
favorite-
things. I just spit. They're already doing things. Look at that. He's already treating her better than you. What the heck? He's like, have you ever heard of the Backstreet Boys? That's such a hip band. She's trying to be all hip and stuff with him.
Flowers, pulled out a chair for her before we sat down, and spoke with her about her favorite books and music. Grandma listened with the smile of Mona Lisa. It seemed that she was in admiration, but didn't want to show it.
With the smile of Mona Lisa? This is the smile that she had. Yeah, she's real interested. The Mona Lisa just looks kind of done. I don't know, in my opinion. No, this is the Mona Lisa that she was. That's grandma right there.
It seemed that she was in admiration, but didn't want to show it. I didn't know if I should be happy or worried about her approval, but after some time, I understood that it would have been better if I had not introduced him to her. The next day she told me, I want a child, and instead of using a donor sperm, she wanted the biological father to be Luke.
She
was a great
she's like too old now, right?
He was in great health. While it was not clear what was in the sperm bank, I was in shock. No, of course not. But Grandma sternly said that if I refused, she would kick me out of the house, take my name out of her, and will leave me not even a penny.
What a conniving lady!
Luke, she'll give me $200,000 for the wedding. I didn't know
and
what
she
to
took
do.
it.
The choice was being left on the street without money or having money but a shared boyfriend. What would you choose? I thought up a plan.
I would just leave. I would figure my life out. I'd be like, you know what? I don't think I need these toxic family members in my life. I just farted. I don't think I need them in my life. So I would probably just go ask him if I could stay with him for a few days at least. Anything.
Stay. I asked Luke to give his sperm to a bank. I spent a lot of time telling him something regarding ecology and other existing dangers.
So she's lying to him to get money.
Things happen
If I hear this right.
It would be better to freeze it, just in case, so that we always have the ability to have a child. It felt like I was in a movie and playing the most important role in my life. And well, I received my Oscar for the most believable acting. Luke agreed. As soon as
You're no better than the grandma.
Grandma had vitro-fertilization successfully performed on her. She said that I would get the money only when the child would be born, while Luke and I would be getting ready for the wedding. And so my grandma
has
gave
money
birth.
lying around? Oh, I guess she did,
The
huh?
delivery was easy, despite her age. And you know what? She named her like she had named my mom, Anna. I received the money for the wedding, and when the day
That's
came,
kind of sad.
everything was perfect.
I'm sorry. I'm really breaking the immersion with my my hiccups.
The guests in the garden, live music, a dream, but with a terrible ending. The music stopped, and Grandma got up on the stage to the microphone, raised a glass, and said, "To Luke, my granddaughter's wife, and the father of my child."
What the way to ruin the whole wedding, Grandma. Record scratch. And then we just have a bruh. Everyone had a bruh moment. Like, way to just break it and way to ruin someone's life. Imagine how confused he is. He's like, I don't remember doing that. He's like, I think I would have remembered that. Right?
What do you think happened afterwards? I went through hell when I confessed my deceit to him. Never in my life was I so ashamed. Luke said that if I had told him everything right away, we would have solved this problem together. But now he wouldn't be able to love a liar.
I don't blame him. Wow, good on you, man. Get the heck out of there while you can. All right, don't put that ring on the finger. Although by this point, they've already got their marriage certificate. So like they probably are actually still married. They're just doing the ceremony. I don't know if you guys knew that, but you actually get married in the courtroom as far as I know. Yeah, I mean, this is quite the drama. Like, just imagine all of this happening, and then she has to say, "Yes, audience, it is true. I did freeze his stuff for my grandma, and I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids and your stupid dog."
I pleaded him to forgive me and swore I would never lie to him again, but he remained adamant. Now we are getting divorced.
What a good guy.
We didn't even have our first wedding night.
He was such a good guy. Perfect.
My marriage lasted 2 hours. But the most
Flavia would have died for
shocking
him.
thing happened afterwards, when I was yelling at her as to why she did it. For money, like you, my dear. And then she told me everything. Ends up that the famous man who fathered my mum and supported her all his life died, and he left her a big inheritance, but she could only get it under one condition: if she was raising her daughter Anna. Of course he didn't specify my daughter, as his fatherhood would have been revealed.
What?
He didn't know that my mum has been dead for a long time, which means that she doesn't have a daughter.
Oh my god, dude, the twists in these stories are actually really good. I feel like I just watched an anime. Wow, this is like better than Death Note, except it's not at all. But yeah, dude.
Luckily, in the will, there was no specified age of the daughter, nor any other details. In order to be able to use the money, my grandmother just needed to have a daughter named Anna, and so she got a crafty idea: give birth to a child, name it the same as my mum, and receive the inheritance. Turns out, my grandmother always loved money more than people. What do you think? Am I the same as my grandmother?
Yes, in fact, you're probably worse. At least she had a good plan. You're just stupid. Oh, I can't with these animations, man. But that, I mean, surprisingly good twist at the end. Oh, we gotta talk about the fact that she got married at 15. Oh, crap, really? Dang it. See, if you're not paying close attention, unlike me, you miss these key elements in these animes. So grandma knew best all along. Okay. I don't know what to think now. I guess we'll just go to Scrub of the Day. Today's Scrub of the Day goes to Wicked Jinx. That art is sick. I love that so much. I freaking like, I got Sharingan and stuff like that. I can't wait to see what this animation story looks like. Well, guys, as always, let me know what other animation channels you would like to see me react to, and try to be specific as well. I really appreciate it. I thank you guys for all the support. Again, don't forget to check out Dory's story. The stories are ridiculous, but they are the ones that make them, and we just out here reacting to them. There's plenty of other ones on the channel that you might want to see. With the greatest plots, honestly. And with that being said, subscribe if you haven't already, okay? And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!